Hey everybody, what's going on? TJ here from Midlife Karting Crisis, and I'm going to be sharing with you right now 3 goals you should focus on every time you go to the racetrack. I know this because I created this system back in 2017. That was my first year of road racing shifter karts, my first year of racing any kind of shifter kart, and I had a tremendous year. I only had 1 DNF out of 12 races, and I won a race and got 3 different podium finishes. So I know this system works. Before we go any further though, make sure you scroll down, click subscribe, so anytime I post a video that may help you out in your racing, you're going to be able to see it in your feed, and also click the notifications so there won't be a delay in you getting the information you need to make your kart racing experience better. Number 1, don't hit anybody, don't hit anything. Every time you get behind the wheel, this should be your number 1 goal. If you can't accomplish this, nothing else is going to work out. If you're continually bouncing off of curbs, tires, other drivers, your finishes are going to be very poor and you're not going to make a lot of friends on the racetrack. In fact, you may not even finish races, and rest assured there will be some point where you're going to be racing wheel to wheel with somebody, and you want to make sure that it's not someone you've punted off the track, you've ran into the back to, because you can pretty much guarantee what goes around comes around on the racetrack. Number 2, complete all the laps available to you in each and every track session. I'm talking about practice, qualifying, and of course your race. If you haven't been able to achieve goal number 1, goal number 2 is going to be that much more difficult. If you're continually running off track or hitting things during practice and qualifying in the race, chances are at some point you're going to break or you're going to go off track and not be able to get back on. You are learning virtually nothing sitting in a corner station watching your session finish. So by accomplishing goal number 1, we're halfway to goal number 2. The second half to goal number 2, completing all the laps for every session, is making sure that your kart is properly prepared each and every time you show up to the racetrack. This happens in the days and weeks leading up to each event. Now, I certainly am not going to tell you that in between every race you should tear your kart down to the frame and rebuild it. I don't do that. I don't know anybody that does. But you should have a maintenance program that you follow after each and every track session and after each and every race weekend. After each race weekend, you should thoroughly clean the kart, whether you do it with soap and water or you do it with brake clean or some combination thereof. And I will do a video for you showing you how to wash and properly clean your kart both ways. Look for that here on this channel. Having said that, in between races, your kart should be thoroughly clean and inspected. You're looking for loose nuts and bolts. Start prioritizing. Make sure that your spindles are properly tightened and aligned the way you want them. Make sure that the rod ends on the steering are tight. All the safety wire and counter keys are still there. Make sure all the steering hardware is tightened, safety wired as they're supposed to be by rules. Brakes, seat struts, these are all things that vibrate loose and just by nature fatigue, crack, break, and what have you. It is much easier to fix those when you have them in the luxury of it sitting in your garage, your shop, your driveway than it is in between sessions at the racetrack when you're thrashing trying to get ready. The other part of this is being ready when you get to the racetrack. We all have lives, we have jobs, we have careers, we have families. If you're going to be a race driver and you want to have any level of success, preparedness is important. There is nothing more frustrating to me than watching somebody struggle at the racetrack, being the same person that showed up and the minute they unloaded, they started working on their kart. These are all things that should have been done before you ever even loaded up to get to the racetrack. So by having your kart properly prepared, doing the nut and bolt check, checking all the things that need fatigue, cleaning, and what have you, this is going to help go a long way in ensuring that every time you go on the racetrack, if you're following goal number 1, you should be able to complete all the laps in every session that's available to you. All right, we've finished goal number 1, we've finished goal number 2. If we've accomplished those, we can now move on to goal number 3, and that is go for a good finish. Now I know what you're saying, TJ, what is a good finish? Well, a good finish is going to be different for each and every race driver. And I'm going to tell you, you need to have set that goal before you started that day's activities. If you are a brand new racer, it's your first year in the series, it's your first year racing karts, or maybe it's your first year moving up into a faster class. Your goal of simply finishing the race, completing goals number 1 and number 2, that is a huge win. Every lap gains you experience and it makes you better. If you're a guy that ran in the 10th through 15th position and you were trying to crack the top 10, finishing 8th or 9th is a win. These are all goals that are achievable and they are worthy. If you're a top 5 guy, maybe making it to the podium or getting your first checkered flag is your goal, that is a win. All of those are great goals, they are great victories, and they should be looked upon as so. We all want to win, we all want to get better, but it comes in steps. Follow these 3 goals each and every time you go to the racetrack, and you will be well on your way to achieving that first, second, third, fourth checkered flag win. Thanks for watching the video. Make sure you scroll down, you click subscribe, and then the notification bell right next to it, so that way you don't miss out on any of the videos we post here on Midlife Karting Crisis. Give us a thumbs up, share this video with your friends on your social media or anyone else you know that might benefit from learning the 3 things you need to focus on each and every time at the racetrack. Thanks for watching.